let's see what's going on.
University in Montreal, Canada, has been overrun by Islamists, with the student intifada taking over classrooms and common areas on campus.
I don't like clowns.
Intifada, basically extremist group. Oh wait, what did it say? Prayers for Carmelo Anthony. Ah, yeah. Even though he wasn't killed, he's the one that killed the murdering. Yes, yeah, apparently he's the victim because he murdered someone. The white man who pleaded guilty to shooting a black teen who rang a wrong doorbell dies. Yeah, I mean, this has been a well-known story. Police say a 17-year-old was fatally stabbed by another student at Texas track meet. Yeah, I wonder why. Like, what? You see the difference? You see why people have certain issues with certain people? Like, why are you writing it this way? Like, what the fuck are you doing? See, this is the reason why people have issues with fucking journos. Sounds like you're trying to start something. Nashville police trans shooter chose not to attack the public school where she was bullied so she wouldn't appear racist. Excuse me? What? A.W.R. Hawkins. What the fuck is that? Who the fuck is that faggot? A.W.R. Hawkins. Oh, he's a fat dude. He's a fat dude, apparently he's a Second Amendment columnist. What? Why would he write it like this? What the fuck? Rapper who launched pro-diversity music label to fight racism, jailed for hammer and knife attack on couples. Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, that'll do it. You fuck. Defund the police, Black Lives Matter. Fucking attacking your own, orders, nice.
There's something hilarious you want to say?
Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof,
or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press,
or the right of the people peaceably to assemble,
and to petition the government for a redress of grievances.
Yeah, MSNBC
They were
News.
beating me and starving me.
Yikes.
Do you think they starved you, or they just didn't have food?
No, I think they starved me, and they would often eat in front of me and not offer me food.
Hey Hassan, you said these people wanted to go back into being targeted by terrorist groups. Yeah, are you gonna say this guy loves being
eat in front of me and not offer me food?
Did they let you take showers?
she's fucking soulless.
Terrorist sympathizer.
McGill University in Montreal, Canada, has been overrun by Islamists, with the student intifada taking over
Hassan,
classrooms
here's
and
more of
common
your fuck
areas
boys.
on campus.
They're destroying school property. You happy, right? Oh, Hamas terrorists torture protesters to death in Gaza. Oh Oh shit. Oh no. Mr. Hassan. 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 See, this is what they wanted, right? They wanted religious violence and they got it.
This was not a peaceful takeover by any.
Syrians describe terror as Alawite families killed in their homes. Oh man. Hassan would love this.
This was not a peaceful
70
takeover.
Christians beheaded in an African country by ISIS-aligned militant groups, say world mostly silent. Oh my god. Hassan, we need your reporting. Where's Luffy?
By any means, with the protesters physically
where's your
blocking
gatekeeping
students from
reporting
entering their classrooms.
At? You're the absolute expert on this stuff, right? Right?
And inside the classrooms, the protesters took over, writing strike on the boards and telling students to get out.
Nice.
Yeah, there's a strike going on from Wednesday to Friday. You guys are encouraged to not attend class. What we're trying to do is get the least amount of people to attend class across cancel classes, which shows support. I would encourage you to do so. We're going to be making those
Nice.
Let's get this straight.
Number one.
Who the hell do you think you are?
Looks like they're trying to hold hostage people, eh? Hassan, your friends.
Riot.
Hey Hassan, why aren't you over there helping
chaos,
these people?
But it seems
oh
like
wait,
they were in
I
no
exactly
urgent
know
hurry
why you don't
to
want
bring
to
the
go over there
disruptive
helping these
protesters to justice.
Honestly, I would be shellacking a lot of these people. I'd be throwing fucking tear gas at these people. Pepper spray.
This commentator said,
and then flooring
the cops
every
are there
single
as
one
props.
of them and tying
they
them
do
up.
Nothing. And with uncontrolled chaos taking over the campus,
Shield
many are
bashing
asking
people left
where
and
the
right because fuck them.
administration are and why are they
They
not
want to
stopping
cause
this
a public
from happening?
disturbance. Hey,
Management
sucks.
of the
You
institution
get the
have
full
remained
fucking riot
tight-lipped on
force
this
on your
latest
face.
uprising, apart from one email, according to this commentator who said, Islamists at McGill University are going classroom to classroom, disrupting lectures and telling students not to attend class. The administration's response? An email merely urging respect. How is this even legal?
Damn, even the colleges and universities are bending over backwards for these faggots.
Western countries.
Nice. Nice. It's good to know that our government can't fucking do anything.
And this commentator doubled down, slamming the administration, saying, this happened at your
well, I
school
mean, this
today,
happened in Canada,
McGill
so
president.
that's Canadian
We
government.
don't need to remind you that you have a fiduciary
Good
responsibility
job, Canadians.
to provide a safe learning environment
cooked.
for all McGill students. What disciplinary actions will you undertake?
Oh, actually, fucking Colombia.
This latest
I don't know
McGill
if
Islamist
Colombia's still
takeover
fucked
is
up.
only the
Probably
latest
not after
18 months
recently.
of
They're probably
continued
cleaning it up now.
pro-Palestine disruptive
I
protests
don't know how
at
UCLA is
universities
going right
across
now.
the globe,
They're probably cleaning it
which
up
don't
a
seem to
little
be
bit too.
calming down anytime soon. But Donald Trump, true to form, is no longer accepting these great institutions being overrun by degenerate protesters. He has instructed a review of $9 billion in grants and funding given to Harvard University and will not hesitate to cut this money if DEI hiring and disruptive anti-Semitic protests continue.
Here's the most important point, though, Lawrence, is whatever the argument is, whatever the justification is, no one doubts. Not even the crazy left-wing media criticized the idea that we could deport this person. They just took issue with the reasoning for why we deported this person.
Is how you do it!
Wait, what was this?
For why we deported this person. We could deport this person. Whatever the justification is.
This money if DEI disruptive anti-Semitic protests continue.
Oh,
Here's the most important point, though, Lawrence, is whatever the argument is, whatever the justification is, no one doubts. Not even the crazy left-wing media criticized the idea that we could deport this person. They just took issue with the reasoning for why we deported this person.
Is how you do it!
I mean, it's true. Right, if they want to do all the fucking semantics bullshit, you can play at that game, right?
Hate us because they
I don't mind fucking burning a bunch of people.
They come
to our countries.
I don't mind getting that fucking flamethrower.
Yeah! We're here to announce the arrest of 3 more MS-13 gang members who were in this country illegally, and they were in Florida, and we will be reviewing them. They've all been arrested for first-degree murder. We will be reviewing them to see if we will seek the death penalty. This has been a long-running investigation that started in 2015. The victim in this case was brutally murdered, stabbed approximately 100 times by multiple gang members before he was shot in the head. He suffered tremendously.
You want to know what 100
these indictments are a
stabs
warning to all criminals. We don't care how long ago you committed the crime. We don't care where you go. We will find you, we will arrest you, and we will prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law. Gamez Maravilla was located in Lake County, Florida. Get ready for this. He was hanging drywall at the Villages when he was arrested.
There's a lot of fuckboys in Florida, too.
Bermudez Martinez was apprehended
There's a lot of criminal
in
activity
Minnesota.
in Florida, criminal
Great
activity
police
in fucking
work by all of our federal,
Texas,
state, and local
criminal
law
activity
enforcement
in
agencies
California,
working together.
New York.
Found this
There's
guy
a lot
in
of criminal
Minnesota.
activity.
He
Isn't it
thought he
great?
got away with this crime, and he did not. Navarro Martinez arrested right here in North Lauderdale. They are charged with brutal murder of a young man. One of these defendants.
There's a reason why you don't
convinced
hear
him to
a
come
lot of
with
the
him
old gangs
his
of the
car,
old days coming
took
out
him
and
to a
causing
crime
crime
scene
anymore.
where they are all charged with violently
But it's all these new blood
stabbing
people.
him, almost like a game, to get a higher level in their gang initiation. They were all part of an MS-13. It's called Click, a clique that was living right here in Florida. They're not just a street gang. They are a highly organized terrorist
the audio
organization.
feed on this is fucked
Last
up.
week
It
in
has that weird
Virginia,
buzzing.
you all saw, we arrested one of the worst MS-13 gang members. He was one of the top 3 leaders of MS-13 in our entire country. He was living right in Virginia, half an hour away from D.C., in a nice apartment complex with normal neighbors, bicycles in yards. They are living among us because they think they can get away with this, and they cannot. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing guns, and especially violence to
Salute,
our
brother.
country. And
Why
under
do you
Donald
sound
Trump's
like a Black
presidency,
Panther member?
That has stopped.
Are you a commie?
Every 7 minutes, an American dies of a drug overdose. Over 75,000 people die a year of fentanyl overdoses. More than 2 homicides an hour happen in America. We know there is so much more work to be done, and that's why we are all here fighting for victims of crime.
2 homicides every what? What
They
is
are
it?
terrorists,
Every hour or
and
2
look at
hours?
these 3
What is it?
guys. They thought they got away with it for almost a decade, but they did not. Thanks to the great men and women of law enforcement, they were found, they were arrested, and if convicted,
Bro, they are
will never see
billionaires
the light
and
of
they
day
can't afford
again.
good mics. And I don't think
arrests are coming.
it's not the mic.
If
it's
you are
the
a gang member
the
living in this
stream.
country, I'd self-deport right now.
They fucked up the audio.
Because we're coming after you.
Like they like plugged it. It's like they didn't plug it in all the way or some shit. Like they didn't plug the wire in all the way. I don't know what the fuck happened. That fucking dog broke it? No way. No way did this dog actually break it. That looks so fake. That looks so fake. What the fuck was that? Was that AI? Yeah, like how all... It looked cartoony. Right, this whole thing looks all cartoony.
Superstars of the North, engaged in the cleverest, laziest, funniest fishing.
The cracked audio sounds realistic, has to be fake. Anyways. There you go. Palette cleanser at the end. We don't need to watch that. Like it sounds mastered.
A teenager accused of stabbing another student athlete at a track meet told officers as he was being taken into custody that he did it in self-defense.
Austin Metcalf was killed this week at that Frisco track meet. New documents detail what happened
Anyways,
before
Dream, what do
and
you want?
after 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony allegedly pulled a knife from his backpack and stabbed him. Fox 4's Alex Boyer joining us now live with the latest. Alex.
You're looking kinda,
Hey guys,
you need
and
to
in
shut
that
the fuck up.
7-page arrest
you
warrant
fucking weirdo.
affidavit, several witnesses, including Metcalf's twin brother, describe how that deadly encounter went down. The suspect then reportedly admitted to a Frisco
A fellow
police
black
officer who
brother
detained
in
him
jail,
that he
free
had
me,
stabbed
boy.
Metcalf. My son is gone.
And it's funny you say that because activists are already coming out saying he didn't do nothing. Literally. Yeah, he didn't do nothing. Yep. Even though he was all like, yeah, I stabbed him in self-defense.
What I was gonna say, but he's just gonna be.
That's
so
because he
mad.
didn't do nothing.
Is still raw for the
Even,
Metcalf family after 17
even though there's a
Austin
statement
Metcalf
of him
was
just
killed
saying,
on
yeah, I
Wednesday
did it in
morning
self-defense.
At a UIL District 11-5H.
Also, it was at a high school. Oh wait, not high school. At a UC Davis.
Track meet in Frisco.
Oh, Frisco. Sorry.
Extremely smart, always in the box. He just came to him really easy.
There's actually some shit happening at
Him
UC
football
Davis as
just
well.
made him just a great person overall.
Here's what happened according to witnesses and the police report. Metcalf got into an argument with the suspect, 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony, over a seating dispute in the bleachers. Metcalf told Anthony he needed to move from under the team's tent.
He always was one to step up and be the person that would do the right thing. And he was doing the right thing by saying to this gentleman that you're not supposed to be.
It's
in
all
those
an
tents. This
elaborate
is
trick to
because they
frame
have
him,
personal
yeah.
items there.
It's hard to
Anthony
say that
opened
when there
his
was like
bag and
tons of
reached
people
inside
like
and said to
watching him
Metcalf,
do the
"Touch
act.
me and see what happens." Metcalf reportedly grabbed Anthony and told him to move.
He knew he wasn't supposed to be there. He was just a tragedy what happened.
That's when Anthony pulled out a black knife and stabbed Metcalf in the
The
chest.
people
once
is
before
also
running
AI.
away.
Okay, dude.
When Anthony was taken into custody by a Frisco police officer, Anthony reportedly confessed to the crime, saying, "He put his hands on me. I told him not to," adding that, "I was protecting myself," and then asked the police officer, "Is he going to be okay?" Metcalf
No,
died
you
in his
fucking
brother's
killed him,
arms.
dude.
I'm not at that point to forgive and forget. But
I'm like a lawyer trying to make it.
I'll
Yes,
try
that
to
is
understand.
true.
Just-
Lawyers like to make a
Okay,
lot
yeah.
of excuses.
They understand what we're going through as well.
This whole community has really
I
wrapped
mean,
their
it's
arms
not like
around
they're
us,
trying to
and
make excuses.
if
They're
I can
just
say
trying
anything to the nation, I would
to
say,
interpret the law.
to make sure that you just
That's all they're
cut your
trying to do.
baby's
But
time.
yes, it is excuses at the end of the
last time you
day.
get to do it.
And in a statement released by the Metcalf family this afternoon, they say their focus is now on laying Austin to rest. Meanwhile, I can tell you that Anthony remains in the Collin
Yeah,
County
it
jail with
still
a $1
baffles
million
me
bond.
that kid had a fucking
Back to
knife
you.
on him.
All
for
right,
some
Alex
reason.
Boyer in Dallas.
And I
tonight.
bet it
Alex,
wasn't
thank you.
even his knife. He just takes it out of his backpack and fucking stabs him. Fucking wild, man. All because of a small altercation of him getting too close to the tent. Man, who cares? You should care. Because your ass could be stabbed just like him. I'm going to...
When it comes to the international system of commerce and trade, it's legitimate for poor countries.
Yeah, also the altercation wasn't even... it was literally a nothing burger. There was no reason to get all upset, and for whatever reason, he got all up in his fifis and then killed someone.
Countries to continue to seek access to wealthier markets. And by the way, wealthier markets, that's not the big problem that you're having.
Wait, what? Maybe the dude had a reason? I don't know. It sounded like he was starting. Yeah, he wanted to start a fucking... He came into that area with a knife, and then tries to go into the tent, and then starts some shit, and then takes out the knife for some reason, and then stabs the kid. Yep. His reason is self-defense. Demanded fair trade back in 2018. They were okay with it then, weren't they?
When it comes to the international system of commerce and trade, it's legitimate for poorer countries to continue to seek access to wealthier markets. And by the way, wealthier markets, that's not the big problem that you're having.
Really?
A small African country is sending you tea and flowers? That's not your biggest economic challenge.
Well, isn't British land still sending us tea and crumpets?
It's also proper for advanced economies like the United States to insist on reciprocity from nations like China that are no longer solely poor countries.
Sorry. Oops.
To make sure that they're providing access to their markets and that they stop taking intellectual property and hacking our servers.
Oh, wow. Obama. Wow, very interesting.
Oh, you did not see that one.
Yeah, no, Democrats today are willing to let them get fucking hacked, stolen from, fucking swindled. Hell yeah, black brother. This fucking
Come
guy.
and get your grandpa.
Apparently the American people love eating shit and getting stolen from. I mean, at the end of the day, that's literally what happened.
17-year-old.
I was gonna watch this. I mean, it's just going to be his take on it, but I can watch. Not that important. Maxine Waters caught by a reporter at a restaurant instead of working. Ah, yes. It's a Friday, isn't it?
And I just wanted to ask you, what are some of the things that you like to get on the menu here
God.
at the Wood?
God, she looks so fucking bad. Fucking old crone. Hey, it's one of your black sisters. Would you want to help the sister out, Mr. Little Shite? Huh? Hell yeah.
Urban Kitchen.
Why not?
Jonathan is a friend.
Okay.
And,
Go for
I
it.
come here from time to time.
Send her some
and I
letters.
eat barbecue.
I bet she'll make good use of you.
And you know, just whatever is on the menu, I enjoy coming. He's done a great job in providing a good restaurant for Inglewood. And this is the kind of place where, you know, you can come, you can have good food, you can have a nice drink. It's a nice atmosphere, and I love what he...
Really?
She's a good talker, ain't she? What is this? Newsom seeks new global trade opportunities amid Trump's tariffs. Oh. Is he gonna call up Xi all of a sudden and try to get him to fucking kiss his ass somehow? Or he's gonna bend over for Xi? Probably bend over for Xi. New York Times reports confirms Biden admin oversaw largest immigration surge in U.S. history. ICE released over 435,000 migrants with criminal convictions Data shows. Not to use illegal immigrants double under Biden, and that's the start. Nearly 1 million migrants applied for asylum last year, surpassing all records. They apply for asylum, but do they have anywhere to live? Largest boom in U.S. history, 8 million immigrants come to U.S. during Biden presidency. Well, I mean, they're probably getting free lodging from fucking the government. Trump management has arrested 113,000 migrants. Trump administration deports 100,000 illegal migrants this inauguration. Migrant border encounters plummet under Trump versus Biden's records holidays. Westbound migration plunges 99% along Panama jungle. Trump reports a 94 drop in illegal crossings into the U.S. Amid Trump crackdown, illegal border crossings plunged to levels not seen in decades. Oh, I forgot the migrant arrests reach 50-year lows exclusive. Wow. 50 years.
Man, I'm starving. When do we eat here?
When do we eat?
Bye-bye.
Ah, yes, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Too bad Will Smith is a pussy now.
Here's a great clip.
Actually, that's not. The moment when J.D. Vance destroyed all the fake news with his response. Stay on as an advisor.
I want to get to some other news because there were some reports that came out that Elon Musk is leaving. Now, of course, the president had already said he was only going to be here for a temporary basis.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. Doge will continue after Elon Musk. Will he still be an advisor to you and the president? I know y'all have a great relationship. Tell us about it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, first of all, that report I saw was total fake news. Elon came in and we said, we need you to make government more efficient. We need you to shrink the incredible, vast bureaucracy that thwarts the will of the American people, but also costs way too much money.
I mean, we can go back to the Jon Stewart podcast and say, hey,
and we said that's
your
going to take
12
about 6 months,
steps of
and that's what Elon
bureaucracy
signed up for.
doesn't
But of course,
do
he's
fuck
going to
all.
continue to be an
It does
advisor.
absolutely
And by the
nothing.
way, the work of Doge is not even close
You're
to
stuck
done.
in this
The work of
fucking
Elon is
cycle
not
of
even
not doing
close to
anything,
done.
by the
You look
way.
at all of
That's
the
your
fraudulent grants
bureaucracy
that they
of
found. You look at people who are 150 years old, who are fraudulently collecting Social Security payments. You see our Social Security system.
Whoopsie daisy!
40% of the people who are calling in are actually committing fraud. That means the 60% who need their Social Security checks are waiting in line. Doge has got a lot of work to do. And yeah, that work's going to continue after Elon leaves, but fundamentally, Elon is going to remain a friend and an advisor of both me and the president, and he's done a lot of good things. People don't realize how vast and uncontrolled the bureaucracy was. We've started to chip away at it, but there's a lot of work to do. It's not going to happen all in 6 months. It's going to take a long and committed effort.
Yeah, but apparently there's some people have been accidentally getting deported. And now Trump has to fucking get them back because he fucked up.
Good morning, everybody. So we start here with some troublesome news for TV and film production right here in Los Angeles. Several of the major studios that operate sound stages here in the Southland are seeing a plunge in occupancy rates. According to a new report from Film LA, which is a nonprofit that handles film permits for LA City and County, The average occupancy rates of film stages in our area dropped from 2023 to 2024.
They're losing all their
Film LA
fucking
released
people.
this bar graph that gives us a visual idea of
Hollywood's
the decrease.
losing their
the average
people.
rate last year was 63%,
Good.
a
Burn.
dramatic drop from the 93.5% rate that studios reported between 2016 and 2022. Meantime,
Fucking
competing
deserved.
regions like the United Kingdom, New York, Georgia, and Ontario, Canada, have more than double their stage occupancy over the past
Until they
5
fix
years.
their
So the question
dumb
is,
fucking
how
ideology,
can this be
they
fixed?
should all
Well, Film LA says
burn.
that the state of California must expand a program that gives subsidies to the industry on filming here in Los Angeles. As we know, it is important to our local economy here to keep film and TV production situated here.
Suffer, bitches. Suffer. Is this what really killed shopping malls? Uh-oh, here we go. Apparently, this shopping mall got hit up, and it was just a gang of people just stealing shit left and right.
Shopping malls of old represent the ultimate in Shopping malls of old represent the ultimate in nostalgia. While Amazon is blamed for the closure and abandonment of malls across the country, and in many cases rightfully so.
I mean, it's not just Amazon. It's more so the e-shops, right? The e-commerce. A lot of the things nowadays you can just order it online, right? And all these stores that you see, right? All of them you can purchase all those items online, basically.
May I present
If not,
another
probably at
reason
a
for the
cheaper
continuing
price.
death of this American staple.
It was a wild weekend at Pentagon City Mall Saturday with more than 100 teenagers engaging in multiple fights. Well, the
100 teenagers engaging in multiple fights. So
mall had to be evacuated and shut down early.
Video obtained by 7 News shows what Arlington County police say was just
Oh shit!
one
You already
of a
had
number of
officers
fights
trying
early
to break
Saturday
up the
evening
fight.
at the Fashion Center at Pentagon City Mall.
Witnesses say 100 to 150 teenagers formed a crowd around the fights, standing around and on top of tables to record them. Police say as officers were responding, even more fights continued to occur. ACPD closed the mall nearly 2 hours early and had everyone evacuate.
13 and 15-year-old girls and a 14-year-old boy were arrested and charged with felony.
Oh shit! Oops.
Shopping malls of
violent
of officers side of the mall. This video
2 hours early and had everyone evacuate.
13 and 15-year-old girls and a 14-year-old boy were arrested and charged with felonies.
This was the scene inside of the mall. This video shared with us from someone who is watching the chaos unfold. You can see a group of officers moving through the crowd of shoppers, slowly encouraging them all to exit the mall.
That's their definition of fun, and it's not. It's ridiculous. It really is. And these kids, they I don't know what's going on with their guidance. Like I don't know why they want to be so violent. It takes a village to raise kids, and obviously they don't have enough support.
Correct.
The sounds of
Takes
screaming
a community
echoes through the
to
mall
raise
at Big
kids, and
Plaza
they're
Rotunda
not being
Saturday.
raised correctly.
Hundreds of shoppers running, many in a panic, unsure of what or where
At
they're
least,
running from.
they're just
Videos like
engaging
these
and
plastering
just-
social media showing
Look at
several
that.
groups of teens
All of them
Saturday
are
around 5 o'clock,
engaging and
breaking
just
out
shit.
into
Where is
sprints,
this?
circling
Oh, this
the
is in
mall.
New
And of
York.
course-
Oh, it would be the Bronx. Dude, it would be the fucking Bronx.
Now you have the endless wave of stealing in the malls. Remember this?
I mean, don't they already have Glock switches down in New York? Switchies. No cap.
And in this case, this group of teenagers was apparently in the women's bathroom, and the man asked them to get out because his daughter was in there.
We have time, please. Record.
Wait, what?
Don't get your ass beat. You're a grown ass man. Don't get your ass beat. You're right, so you better be careful.
I don't think this guy's going back to a shopping mall anytime soon. Face it, the mall isn't what it used to be and just seems to get worse and worse. So when you ask yourself the question, what killed malls? The answer isn't just Amazon.
Yeah, it's the parents who aren't keeping their kids off the fucking off the leash and just allow their kids to do criminal activity all the fucking time. Look at that criminal activity. Oh, there it is, broke it. There you have it. It's the the usual suspects. I can't believe we have to fucking do this nowadays. It's you can tell the demographic of people who are fucking in that group. It's young kids. Do we have to call out the race? I don't even think it's needed. But it's single families that can't keep their fucking kids on a leash. And then they group up and then cause havoc. Planned Parenthood under Biden.
The administration is doing. Only 33% said because they like what the administration is doing. So if we want to just keep
question, who's more popular right now, Donald Trump or congressional Democrats?
Doesn't matter. Donald Trump happens.
Pay me like a white man? Jesus, maybe try working like a man. San Francisco Police Department will stop releasing most mugshots to combat racial bias. Racial bias? It's not racial bias. It's you guys trying to sweep the fucking statistics under the fucking rug. You know some of these people are pushing out like 3 or 4 babies, right? Yeah. These people are pushing out more than 2 babies. That's for sure. Not only that, but they got like 5, maybe 3, like right 2 to 5 baby mamas and shit. It's like, dude, what are we doing?
Weird thing to say. What an odd thing to say.
Trump administration set to pause $510 million for Brown University. Oh yeah, and you want to know why so many people want abortions? It's probably because of the shit that's going on right now with the kids. Literally have a crime rate now where it's fucking young 12 to 16-year-olds causing crimes now. Good job. Good job, society. Good job, politicians.
Hey guys,
good job, idiot parents.
I'm a mess. I'm not doing good at all today. I'm like really angry and splitting so much, and I'm just like, I want to go back to bed, but I
Is this an adult?
have to work because there's some like money I need to make.
What the fuck? I always wanted a cake that will cut its... Jesus Christ. Ow. Holy shit. Oh man. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh at that one. God. Hey man, you're in the wrong seat. I'm gonna fuck. God damn it. Oh. This literally just happened. Oh fuck. God damn it. Other issues warning to parents after she discovered her young son was red pill. Wait, what? I'm sorry, huh? It's a fucking kid. What do you mean? The kid doesn't even know red pill, blue. The kid doesn't even know about politics that much. What? What the fuck are you on? Jesus. You're hiding a Tesla in your garage, aren't you? Oh. I like how they turned it into a fucking one of the fucking German SS soldiers. No more mugshots in San Francisco. It's just the usual suspects. Yes. You're either gonna have rainbowed haired people and fucking what? The white dudes for hair. You're probably gonna have a mixture of white people, and then you're gonna have probably the Black Lives Matter activists, right? You're gonna have probably the Antifa motherfuckers in there. Alright, there we have meme left. Let's take a look at
paint
this.
them as anti-American, which is absolute bullshit because true patriots put America first. They don't put Israel first. And everything that we do to help them is putting Israel before America. So since Israel's conception, every dollar that we've given them in aid, we borrowed to give them from the Jewish private bank, the Federal Reserve, which is not a government bank. A lot of people don't know that. We have borrowed all.
Yeah, the Federal Reserve was never a government bank. It's a third-party institute.
That money. So you have to do the compounding interest. And if you do the compounding
That's
interest,
separate from the government.
we've given them $9.6 trillion
You could say the same for like BlackRock as well.
foreign aid.
Welcome back, everyone. Dan the Man Bill Zerwin is back, and we all know the kind of
It's supposed to be a
capable of.
separate
We've seen
entity
him on
from the
Piers
government,
Morgan
but
show.
it's still
We've seen
part
him
of
on
the
the
government.
PBD
Let's be
podcast.
real.
He's joined by the Hodge twins, who are an absolute crack to watch. Really funny guys. Anyway, they discussed a number of topics, one of them being, of course, Palestine and Israel, which he has been very vocal about. Anyway, enough waffling. Let's get straight into the first clip.
Netanyahu. Oh, I mean, he's running everything in the U.S. He's telling us what to do. I mean, he's dictating these wars. I mean, he pretty much says it. Like, the U.S. does what I tell them to do. It's crazy.
And then when you look at this drone footage of Gaza, man, it's like
It's like apocalyptic, you know?
No,
It's-
the whole
So now what are
place
these people
is
supposed to do?
lovely.
Supposed to go back to that? You know, or actually, I guess they're now not supposed to go back to that. They're supposed to just leave their fucking country and be completely.
That's crazy because they said they bombed these houses, these apartments, these hospitals because they're using people as human shields. Hamas is there, but how is Hamas in every house?
Well, let's just talk about that for a second. I don't give a if Hamas is in a hospital. That doesn't give you the right to blow it up.
Right.
Just like if
Correct.
there's a fucking school shooter in a school and your kids are there, do you want them to blow up the fucking school?
Great point.
Yeah,
That's not what you do.
Yeah,
you don't
exactly.
kill.
Yeah, why is Israel fucking just indiscriminately bombing places? Just there seems to be terrorist activity in there, so we bombed the whole place. What?
Civilians. So.
Right.
I mean, and it's not
in
like they don't
America,
have,
we never
like,
do
tip
that,
of the spear
especially
military
when there's a
technology.
school
They could be
shooting.
conducting
We don't
Navy SEAL
fucking
operations,
just
kicking
bomb
in
them, like
doors,
you
you know,
said,
killing
right? We don't
Hamas
just
leaders. They
bomb
don't
the
need
fucking
to
place.
carpet bomb refugee camps. They don't need to blow up hospitals. They don't need to blow up mosques.
Right.
Like, I don't care if there is a bad guy in there. If there's a bunch of women and children, you don't blow it up.
They blew up a truck of humanitarian aid that was coming in. The people in the truck and everything, and they got the stickers saying it's humanitarian aid, and they blew them up and killed them. They said, oh, they thought they were pretending to be.
You talking about the soup kitchen workers that
Yeah.
registered with the IDF and
Yeah,
told them their
this-
exact
yeah.
positions, and then they targeted them?
Yeah.
And they were in different cars, and they blew up each car, not
Yeah.
just one.
Yes.
It wasn't just like one rogue missile. It's like, no, they
Exactly.
targeted these cars. And
Yeah,
these
they
cars
targeted those.
registered
Yep.
with the IDF and said, hey, we are doing, you know, humanitarian aid. We're feeding these people. These are our cars. And they blew them up. And, and you see these like groups, like on Telegram, they're like laughing about it. You know, they have like video of, you know, they're like holding up the passports and smiling over the dead bodies and like celebrating. And it's like, these are fucking aid workers, idiot.
Let's not get it twisted, guys. Israel and Netanyahu owns the US. I don't know what's going on and how, but we've seen it over and over again. Whatever they need or want, the US provides. Even when Netanyahu visited Trump, that was probably one of the few times I saw Trump almost in an inferior position. Also, blowing up buildings for one person makes no sense from a humanitarian point of view. The world thinks it's okay because
at this
Israel
point, I
has
don't think
painted the picture that
Netanyahu
Hamas
really
are
fucking
hiding
cares about
amongst
humanitarian aid.
Even if
He's
they
been
are, it does not
blockading
give
that
you the
stuff
right
for
to
a while
destroy
now.
that infrastructure to kill one or two people.
And I started doing research, and a Jewish lady on TikTok, she said, I lived in Palestine. She was Jewish. She said everybody's passports had Palestine. He said it actually existed before they turned to Israel in 1946, 48. Yeah. He said it was Jews, Muslims, and Palestinians living
Christians
there.
too, right?
And Christians, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. But the majority was not Jewish people. It was Muslim.
Yeah, I mean, they went over there and they just, murdered a bunch of people. They stole their homes. I mean, my friend Mohammed Hadid, Gigi and Bella Hadid's dad, they let in Jewish refugees, and the Jewish refugees kicked them out of their own fucking house. Can you imagine letting people into your house, like, come in, we'll save you, and then they kick you out of your own fucking home? Like, it's just such a crazy.
I think we've all seen the video of the Jewish man literally walking into someone else's house saying, if I don't take it, then somebody else will, literally helping himself to someone else's property, and the world has allowed it to happen. Things need to change.
That is the crux of the problem. The crux of the problem to me is their view of supremacy. And it's funny because I said that to Piers, and he's like, "Oh,
well, I mean, it's already happening in the
storyline that we were
UK
told
and
was that Nazis were the white
fucking
supremacists."
Right, that's what I thought.
Right, like, they didn't like black people. They didn't like anybody that wasn't Aryan, right? Whatever. That was like what we were taught.
Right.
I mean,
when
probably
said that I don't
Canada
like an
land
idea of
too.
supremacy,
Right.
for him to turn around and say, "Oh, well, you sound like a Nazi," I'm like, well. It's not what I was told the Nazis said. And I'm not against all Jews. I'm not just saying, all Jews are bad. But what I'm saying is that they are causing a disproportionate amount of problems, and that I think Jewish supremacy is the issue.
How can Piers Morgan say that they're not a protected class of people?
They're the most protected class of people on the planet right now. And the crazy thing is they should be the least protected class because they are so overrepresented in every single category. 5th of 1%.
And they've been able to work their way into our government in powerful positions.
Not just government, media, banks, and Federal Reserve, you know what I mean? Like all of it. Hedge funds, every doctors,
tech
lawyers,
companies,
every position of power in the U.S., they are so fucking massively overrepresented. It's not.
It's shocking to believe the Jewish population only makes up about 15 million of the world's population.
That's why
about
everybody
0.2%,
jokes about the
and
Jews
funding
ruling
this
the
tiny
world and
community
shit, right?
receives
It's
in
because some of these
proportion to
people are
everyone else is not
right.
only
These people
unfair,
have
but
states and
massively
stuff, right?
disproportionate.
They've acquired a
to the
lot of
Palestinian
wealth
people, I
over
think,
the years.
And that's saying something because Democrats are freaking
Right.
idiots.
Or, well,
Why do you think they get it and
generations, I should
Republicans
say.
don't get it?
I think that they see the settler colonialism or whatever, and they've been programmed with this whole like white supremacy is the
I mean,
problem in America.
right, if you think
And so
about
they
all
see that as,
the
like, white supremacy,
religions
they
that,
see the obvious apartheid.
or
I mean,
all the
you don't
people
have to be a
who
rocket scientist to figure
right,
this out. What's going
survived
on over
all
there.
those
Two sets of
religious
justice,
persecutions and shit.
persecution. So the left is like, oh,
Those
it's
are
the white
probably the most
supremacists that are the
wealthy
problem.
people.
It's the
Okay. As
oppressors.
of
It's the
today.
patriarchy. So the left is
At
blaming
least
the
their
patriarchy, the white
children and shit.
supremacists, this and that.
Right.
And then you have the Republicans blaming the Muslims, blaming the left. So you've got all these people blaming each other, and they're not focusing on who's actually causing the problem. To me, if it's less than 1/5 of a percent, of the entire global
they're not.
population
Yeah,
causing, like,
exactly. I mean, it's the same thing with how the news media outlet likes to fucking fuck with the headlines a little bit, and how right you have some of the Hollywood people acting like fucking activists, right? And then they're trying to play their narrative.
90% of the globe's problems, like, okay, we got an issue here we need to look into. Like, we got programmed. Like, every movie I ever saw, the terrorists were the bad guys. The jihadi terrorists. They were always the fucking bad guys. They always had a turban on.
Muslim.
Always.
Yeah, always with turbans. It was either the Nazis or some kind of Muslim extremist group, right? Like ISIS or something. Like Taliban-looking motherfucker, right?
Always Muslim.
Never Israeli.
Al-Qaeda-looking motherfucker,
And
right?
so you get programmed with this stuff, and you see it enough, and you just, you start to think, okay, well, these are just bad people, and you dehumanize them. I was in the military. I was in the military 4 years. My friends, I just remember being in there. It's like, yeah, these Hajis, and they come up with names for them, and then later on, they kind of look back and they're like, what if that wasn't a bad guy? What if that was me? What if somebody showed up in my fucking house and kicked my fucking door in? I'd grab my gun and defend myself. That's what that guy did, and I killed him for it. And I think when you dehumanize the population, it's easy to rationalize out doing this stuff, and so that's what they do. They tell the right, like, you know, these are Muslims, they're all terrorists, they're the scumbags, they're the problem. Look, I bought into it too, man. You get indoctrinated with this stuff, and then you're just like, well, they're the problem, and then you just shut everything off. And
you know what?
Right.
Props to
You
Dad. We need more
desensitize
people
yourself.
standing up for
You
Muslims. Exactly as
deassociate
he said
yourself
it. For
from
some
that
reason,
shit.
Muslims are the bad guys. When it comes to
And that's why I
Muslims,
call
you can
people
use
from the
any
military almost
terminology
like
you
killing
want to
machines.
describe us. But when it comes to
I mean,
criticizing
it's not
the Jewish
nice
or
to
the
say
Zionist
that, but I mean,
communities, people are literally
you do
getting
what you gotta
cancelled.
do for your country,
People
right?
need to change their persona. We aren't the bad guys here. Don't listen to everything the media
I
tells
mean,
you.
so I think
let's be
why
real.
they've still
Anyone
got the right
in,
saying, you know,
has
oh,
the
Israel,
capacity
you know, they're the white
to
guys,
be
they're the, you know, the
fucking
cultured
a
people, they're
killing
the, you know,
machine.
they have a
If they just
democracy,
get
they're
pushed
the
the
only
right
democracy
way.
in the Middle East, and, you know, they're living amongst
That's
these
a democracy in
terrorists.
Israel.
Everything
right,
for
right.
self-preservation,
That's what their
they will
program
try
is.
to
Like,
survive.
that's the one country
right?
that's like us.
Right.
You
Or
know,
they
and they're
will
surrounded by all these
fucking
bad guys, and we
crack
got to
and
help
just-
them. And
It's just a big lie.
it's just bullshit.
What
Take
the
it
hell
and
were they
die.
thinking putting a bunch of white-looking Jews around a bunch of Arabs? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, you know, that's the funny thing is, you know, they talk about Semites, and most of the Israelis are not actual Semites. They're from Europe. They're
Yeah.
Eastern European Ashkenazi Jews. And they did the DNA studies. I think it was like John Hopkins did a DNA study, and like 80% of the Palestinians are like actual Semites that are linked to that land.
Right.
And like 97% of the Israelis are not. In the US, it's open borders. In the UK, it's open borders. It's race mixing. It's, you know,
Correct.
do this, you know, diversity this, diversity that.
Right.
Not in fucking Israel.
Yeah, Israel,
The more
no.
you start to dig and the more you find out about this stuff.
Right, Israel, you're not. There's no. It's not multicultural, right? Pretty homogenous. China, pretty homogenous. Russia, pretty homogenous. I mean, in China, they're doing. There's some probably Russian people there sometimes, but that's because of the program that they have. But yeah, like some of these Asian countries, pretty homogenous. I mean, sometimes you'll get the occasional Americans who are over there for work or who live there now because that's what they decided. But yeah, it's a very small minority, right?
Stuff, the more fucked up it is, and then it's like, oh, you know, it's just the
Versus
Israeli
the
government.
larger
And you look at the
population
polls.
of
It's
who
like no,
are
like
the
65% of the
origination of,
Israelis like are
like,
on board with this, or think
the
that they should be
indigenous
using more
people
force.
there.
The population is behind this nonsense, and a lot of them think they're not, you know, doing enough.
This probably explains why DNA testing is illegal in Israel. Let's be real here. Israel says it's a democratic country. It's not. It may
It's
have
not,
a
yeah.
minority of what they call
Net-
Arabs working there.
Netanyahu
but that's literally them
seems-
ticking a box to say
he's not-
that they are diverse.
he's
the majority
more,
of the laws are in place to protect the Jews.
When I
It's
see
almost
leaders
acting
go
like
down
a
like Trump,
dictator.
to walk down certain places in Jerusalem or in Israel, you have to wear their hat. Just to walk down the street, you have to wear that. Or Trump had to wear it. Obama had to wear it. Everybody who goes over there, you have to wear the hat.
Well, you want to be wearing the hat, or else you get spit on.
You get spit on?
Yeah, they spit on Christians. Yeah, if they see a cross or they know that you're Christian or you have a Bible, they'll spit on you.
They told us a bunch of lies about Muslims. They say Israel's our greatest ally, but when you see what they do to Christians over there, spitting and mocking them, and they are the true haters.
And I think we're taught that.
Yeah,
you
I
know,
mean,
Judeo-Christian
just look at
values, which
what
is just a
happened to Syria,
bull-
right? I mean, they were just hanging fucking Christians. If they know you're Christian, you're fucked.
word.
Right.
Because, you know,
I don't even
people-
know what that means.
It means bullshit. It means utter bullshit. The idea of Judeo-Christian values, when one group thinks that, and not just one group, you know, it's not just the Christians that think that Jesus was a great man. Well, they think he's God or whatever, but the Muslims, they think that Jesus was a great prophet. So these two
Correct.
religions are actually like pretty similar. One thinks he's God, one thinks he's a great prophet, but either way,
Yes.
it's, you know, the majority of the world thinks that Jesus was a great man.
Jesus, he was Jew, right? He was a Jew, right?
Well, so he, you know, that's kind of disputed. I
Yeah,
think
that-
he was more of a Palestinian than a Jew. I mean,
Well, that makes a lot of sense now.
yeah,
They
yeah, the
explain why
Sephardi-
they hate
Yeah,
so much
I mean,
because
he,
he's Palestinian.
around that time, Mecca and whatever,
This is
right?
very true. Let's not forget, it's not only the Muslims who are persecuted there, it's also the Christians. We may have different religions, but we're all brothers and sisters in humanity. I've
Right.
seen the video.
I mean,
I'm
we've
sure
all
you guys have
right.
too.
Right. People are practicing almost the same sort of religion. It's just the interpretation is a little different, right?
When the Jews walked
Well,
past a
like,
group of
well, the
Christians
Jewish
holding
and
a
the
cross,
Christians, right?
and they literally spat at them. The disrespect is on another level. Anyway, guys, let's keep at it. Thanks for the support. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below.
But yeah.
I'll see you in my next video. Peace out.
Yeah, and the hate crime, right? Religious hate has not gone away. It's still there. That's why a lot of people don't like to talk about religion sometimes. Oh, well, at least content creators and influencers. Let's see, what's this? Base Father just gave the best rant you'll hear today against woke culture in classrooms. But yeah, look, I hate to say it, but You should be looking at all these fucking countries as a foreign adversary. Like, no one is your friend. I hate to say it. I mean, you just look at what's going on with the fucking, trade wars right now. We're all on this planet, but at the same time, there's a lot of people who want to fucking, be the dominant force to move the world. Or some people don't have the drive for it and just buckle. Because that's all they can do. They don't have the fucking power.
Clip of a dad speaking in front of a school board, and here's a great clip of a dad speaking in front of a school board and giving them the business on woke ideology, leftism, and the Marxist nonsense that is being taught to our kids in schools in America today.
My name is Jason Meechin. Thanks for the opportunity to speak. So I'll start. Proficiency at Durango students, as reported by the state of Colorado in September 2024, where only 50% of students met or exceeded standards in ELA reading.
Whoa. I'm sorry, in Colorado? Durango? What's ELA? Oh, it's 2nd through 9th grade, okay. Oh, English language art. So basically what I had when I was in fucking elementary school and fucking junior high. Well, I mean, they should have been teaching you this. If they're not teaching you fucking, fucking critical thinking, reading and all that shit, fluency and all that, that's bad. Fucking bad. Especially when you have fucking politicians who like to use terminology a lot. You really need to know vocabulary so that you know what people are using. There's a reason for it. There's a reason for everything.
And 36%
if you don't want to get
of
fucking
students
cheated
met
by
or
these
exceeded
fucking
standards in math.
manipulative
60%
fuckheads, you got to know your
is a D.
terminology.
Why can't our schools get our kids to an A or a B? I have an idea why. So I submitted an open records request for all the DEI material and the work that's being done at 9R. It came back with 216,000 emails about DEI and 14,406 student staff documents. To get copies of these, the district is demanding that I pay $75,872 for documents I already paid for through my tax dollars I already own.
What?
It cost $75,000 just to compile the information for me. How much did it cost to create that information? How many years were wasted?
Wait, just to obtain that information, they tried to make him pay over $75,000. Just think about that. And this is a parent trying to understand the curriculum of the school, by the way.
I was told that it was going to take 1,834 man-hours to compile the information. There are only 1,440 man-hours in a 9-month school year. This is a waste. It's clear what you're spending our money and time on, and it's not academics. It's social engineering. This is why our students are failing, and you're robbing them of a quality education. Since March of 2021, you've spent $214,251 with a social engineering consultant, Make It Plain Consulting out of Cincinnati. What have we got for our taxpayers' dollars? Besides teaching kids and some staff
so the government
how to
likes to play with
how to
people,
hate others, and how to become
And this is where
is
is this?
And now the highest legislative aspiration you
Durango.
guys have for this year is to create more laws in Colorado, making it more difficult for parents to get information out of you guys and making it easier for you to hide what you're doing from parents. You forget
This
who
is
who
in
charge
Las
of the school
Vegas,
system and who you're supposed to work for.
Nevada.
It's the parents and the
Uh-oh.
taxpayers.
So there's
You
a.
support flying flags of violent hate groups in schools and sexualizing
It looks
our
like
kids at
some
every
school
turn.
systems are doing
You
some
celebrate
shady shit.
your
right?
failure to teach these kids the basics of math and reading. Like, we should be excited that only half of these kids can read and only a third of them can do math. You've made our schools into a race-obsessed and sex-obsessed environment. You've cheated an entire generation of our youth out of a quality education. And it's not out of ignorance. I fully believe you know exactly what you're doing. And the worst part is, you guys all do it with a smile. And most of you are parents. You should be ashamed. That's all I have to
Damn.
say.
Thank you.
That fucking dad cooked. Holy
Absolutely
shit.
wild. I like to think that they replace religion in schools
God
with
damn it.
leftist ideology, Marxist ideologies, where you used to pledge allegiance to the flag. They used to talk about God and Jesus in school. Now they talk about leftist, woke ideology.
Well, they talk about
And I'm glad
LGBTQ
this
and
is
what it
all-
means to
and
be
kids can't read,
trans
kids
and
can barely
critical
do
race
math. We have the highest
theory and how to
illiteracy
hate
rate
yourself
we've had
because
in a
you're
long
white
time, and then you wonder
or
why we
because
want to
you're
abolish
some
the Department
race.
of
Or
Education. Parents want to send their kids to school and they want to know that their kids are being
basically,
taught
they
the
want you to
curriculum.
take this. They want you to
Not the
take this
ideologies
figurative gun
of
and
these
stick it
woke
in your mouth and
activist
fucking pull the
teachers.
trigger.
God bless this dad for standing up for it. Catch you all in the next video. Peace out, everybody.
All right, all these politicians want you to fucking pull the trigger on yourself. Like, ah! They all want you to suicide. Yeah, I said it. Fuck you, politicians. Bunch of faggots. Just make sure you don't pull the trigger on yourself and make sure you go after them. They want you to fucking go that far, or you should brutalize their face.
We're bombarded by demoralizing, nihilistic, anti-natalist trash on a daily basis. We're bombarded by demoralizing, nihilistic, anti-natalist trash on a daily basis, and I'm sick of hearing it.
All of my friends who have kids are in hell.
Okay, you're a product of the
Jesus.
deranged entertainment
Oh, yeah,
industry.
this person,
Worshipped
yeah.
by the regime.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is her problem. She's a weird one.
For dressing up like a drag queen. Your fans like wearing devil horns. You write songs about nightclubs where boys and girls can all be queens every single day. And you're an Alphabet People activist who has drag queens open your shows. Something tells me her friend circle might not be the best measurement of fulfillment and happiness.
I don't know anyone. I actually don't know anyone who's like happy and has children at this age.
Yeah, I don't think someone who
the
openly
fuck?
divulges that they're severely depressed, like it's some sort of badge of honor, should be any kind of authority on judging happiness in other
Yeah, why
people.
do I feel
At like
Why-
a
why is-
1-year-old, like
why is it always like
3-year-old, 4 and under,
musicians
5
and
and under.
artists?
I literally
and,
have not
like
met
Hollywood
anyone who's
people
happy,
who are like fucking tortured
anyone who has
artists.
like light in their eyes, anyone who has slept.
Right, because when I look into these eyes, I'm literally blinded by the light. Turns out her entire career is basically driven by resentment at her own parents for bringing her up as a Christian.
yes.
No surprise then that she's amplifying despairing, vacuous, anti-family rhetoric to her young fans, like it's somehow subversive and edgy, when it's pushed by every orifice of regime social engineering. This idea that having kids makes women miserable, when the reality
Correct.
clearly illustrates there's no one happier than married women with children. Oh, don't trust women in America who were actually asked that question, though. No, let's bow down and pay heed instead to the self-proclaimed queer activist who hates her own parents so much she's leading a lesbian pop renaissance just to spite them for trying to give her a
Wait, was
moral
that Billie
upbringing.
Eilish
Their
right there?
brains are so scrambled by self self-deluded narcissism and selfishness. They can't possibly entertain the notion of living for someone other than themselves, when in reality living for someone else, as in your own child, is an infinite source of happiness. And yet what are women bombarded with every single day from every conceivable angle? White women overwhelmingly. The child-free life. Governments and businesses across the spectrum are laying down orders for drones, offering customized solutions to their most vexing obstacles. And for more than 24 years, Dragonfly, listed on the Nasdaq under the symbol DPRO, has delivered. The company's drone models are versatile and customizable, from providing medical supplies to the sites of emergencies, to helping clear mines via imaging of minefields with sophisticated sensors, to aiding in wildfire operations by identifying potential danger zones for firefighters. Dragonfly has delivered transformative drone solutions for over 24 years. And recently, Dragonfly was selected by the Massachusetts Department of Transportation to participate in a medical delivery demonstration program. This is a huge step forward in showcasing how drones can bridge gaps in healthcare delivery, bringing medical supplies direct to patients' homes, potentially saving lives and revolutionizing healthcare logistics. Delivering is even more exciting. Just recently, Dragonfly welcomed Chris Miller, former acting U.S. Secretary of Defense, to their board of directors. Miller brings extensive experience in national security and defense, and his appointment signals a strategic move for Dragonfly. His insights will be invaluable as Dragonfly enhances its capabilities in these critical areas. With Miller's guidance, Dragonfly is poised to continue its rapid growth and further expand its cutting-edge drone solutions into critical markets. With every quarter bringing in record revenues and securing strategic partnerships, Dragonfly, listed on the Nasdaq under the symbol BPRO, is showing no signs of slowing down. And when you factor in the exponential demand for their high-quality, versatile drones, the outlook is even more promising. Please check out Dragonfly via the link down below. Weirdly, it's also constantly parroted by supposedly conservative news outlets like The Telegraph, which today featured a lengthy article written by a woman asserting how she regretted having her own children. I have two little girls,
I think if you go to The Telegraph, all you get are articles about
That's going to be fun
yourself.
for them when they find out you wrote this. When I heard about American singer Chappelle Roan saying she didn't know anyone with kids who looked happy, who had light in their eyes or had slept, I felt strangely emotional because finally someone said it out loud. If you're treating anything this woman said with any kind of seriousness or gravitas, it really doesn't bode well for your character. This entire article is just one giant blubberfest about how having kids prevented her from continuing her hedonistic, degenerate girl boss lifestyle. I missed my old life so badly it hurt. My job, my friends, the buzz of the office. You preferred the wagey corporate hamster wheel and glugging wine with the girls to raising your own kids. Chloe was born 18 months ago. I'm 41 and now I have 2 under 5. I went back to work almost straight away. It's not easy. I'm trying to pitch to clients on Zoom with kids dribble down my top. But still, I would never give work up. I remember one day after dropping Chloe off at nursery, I got into the car and cried. Not from sadness, from relief. Oh no, your own child interrupted a precious Zoom call. The absolute horror. When she finally arrived, I remember her crying and me just lying there thinking, can someone please take her away so I can sleep? Until it dawned on me that I was now responsible and I had to get up. Right, so you're clearly prepared to forego sleep, embrace responsibility and put the graft in for some flashy big city job. But caring for your own infant baby when she's literally just been born and needs you the most. Oh no, can't do that, too tired. What an utter shambles, no sympathy, none whatsoever. I'm so tired, boo-hoo, oh poor you. You were obviously too lazy or just not bothered enough to establish a proper baby sleep routine, which as every parent who can actually be arsed knows, gets the baby through the night without them constantly waking you up. I'm existing on a fume of energy. I just see a never-ending grind ahead for both Mark and me.
So
We are
she
trapped.
wasn't ready for the
and I regret that. I regret trading
being
my
able to get
freedom,
sleep.
my identity, my spark for parenthood. And it's time we stopped shaming
I mean,
mothers
yeah.
for telling the truth. I
If
am
you're
not
going
a
to be a
monster.
parent, yeah, you're
Jury's
probably not
still
going to
out
get a
on
lot
that,
of
love.
sleep.
Oh yeah, and we should shame mothers and fathers who emotionally abandon their own
Especially
kids.
for, like,
and
the
potentially
first,
fuck them up
like,
for life by
3 or 4
indicating they
years.
regretted ever having them. You're not a victim, you're just a bad parent. And
More
by
like 3
amplifying
years.
this anti-natalist crap, you're just hammering another nail into the West's fertility doom cycle. If you
Yeah, the
value what I
modernity.
do and you want to help support me, please visit pauljosephwatson.locals.com and either pledge a one-time donation or subscribe to join my community, get early access videos, and message me directly. And exclusive live streams coming soon too. Promise. Check out the Locals link down in the description.
Us white
Don't
people
forget
have,
to take a look at the
have
brand
had a
new
number
website,
done on us.
modernity.news.
What
That's
a
where you'll find
despicable
all my
individual.
content, including
He's confusing her
exclusive
parents for
articles.
everyone
That's
else who has kids.
modernity.news.
Antidepressants strip women of empathy. Yeah, pretty much. They're bound to suffer. Mustafa. Elon Musk, Doge, Teen Talk, government cuts. Wait, what?
We do also want to turn our attention to the
Oh, this was
Doge
7
team. Of
days
course,
ago.
we've been hearing about some of
That is old. Let's check out this, Taylor's business. This is, the lady that basically, what did she do? Killed her boyfriend. Oh yeah, she was the one who dismembered him. Yeah. And then she was like fucking the it was weird. Yeah. This bitch is crazy. Yeah, severed head was discovered by his mother, Sarah Pakanich, in a bucket in the basement of her family home in the Green Bay, Wisconsin. But yeah, she basically fucking mutilated her own boyfriend. See what happens. Oops. She's smiling right there for some reason.
All right.
Oh, they're talking to
call
her.
24 CF 1048, State of Wisconsin versus Taylor Shabusiness. Appearances.
Gordon Leach for the state.
Taylor Shabusiness is personally present. She is in custody with Attorney Curtis Jelka.
All right. This matter is set for a preliminary hearing today. Mr. Jelka, what's the status?
Your Honor, my understanding is we are proceeding.
All right. Mr. Leach.
Your Honor, I'm just checking in on the status of my officer. I expected her to be here, so, but I'm also having connectivity problems here. I might need to run upstairs and see if she may be upstairs. If I can have a moment.
Sure.
And Judge, it sounds like just one witness. We're asking for a sequestration, but that may be a moot point.
All right.
It is one witness, Your Honor.
Dude, that cop was on her instantly. Holy shit. That was fucking insane. That cop was like, yo, what the fuck? Get the fuck out of here. Goddamn.
Judge, it sounds like for a sequestration, but that may
Immediately fucking tries to go after her fucking attorney. Why? What a dumb bitch. She immediately got fucking tossed. She got pushed so fast. You hear her go,
We're off the record.
The attorney's just like, oh shit. He's just, God damn it. There you have it. How long does this go for? Yep, there it was. It was only in the first 13 minutes. Or not 13 minutes, I'm sorry. First like 1 minute and 20 seconds. 1 minute and 20 seconds. Oh, I guess 1:30. 125. That's when they cut it, 125. Really got fucked. How was your day, dear? Business as usual. I think this is like the third time she's attacked the attorney. Just keeps doing it for some reason. The lawyer gave no vote. He just throws his hands up like, I'm done for the day. Like, oh, I mean, what can you do? Yeah, I mean, he was probably expecting it because it's happened to her. It's happened to him probably a couple times before this. I mean, the lawyer already knows she's a fucking loose cannon. Oh, that was insane. Immediately got fucking pushed. The fuck out of here. Alright. What's going on with home math?
Small announcement at the end of the video.
Men, what is a high body count? Because I swear I could tell a guy it's 1 and he'd be like, that's too high.
I wouldn't say it's too high. I would just say I don't believe you.
So I need to be honest.
Oh yeah, she does have a poll. Is that what I think it is?
Answer.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, she says it right there.
The honest answer is that it's not just bodies, it's everything that makes you look like a bad idea. I have them listed here. This might count as a couple bodies. There's actually a formula, I'll explain. This is Zones, my relationship chart. It shows what women are looking for in men and what men are looking for in women. And body count is a part of purity. Before I explain, I learned a lot of what I know by reading and making my own notes. My sponsor, Shortform, took the notes for you. You can get the basics on topics like success, psychology, and communication, and come back and brush up later. Shortform has podcasts, articles, audiobooks,
The Shortform Guide to Atomic Habits.
and you can use my link for a free trial and 20% off. Now watch me help this young lady understand by seeing what others don't. So as I was saying, body count is only one part of purity, which is what we're really looking for,
my
not
God,
just
he
a
actually
number.
made a
Some
formula.
women don't like to hear this.
You guys are really insecure about everything about...
You bet. Absolutely. In other words, the man is the problem. Man bad. Everything happens to women from the outside,
Because
but
of
everything
man.
happens
Yes,
because
man.
of man.
Man is
and
an
you
issue.
can say that if you want, but it doesn't change how we feel. It's not going to move you from here to here. It's just going to make us lie. Oh, I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. I'm sure you've heard it before. And also, we don't believe you. We know you know this matters. I once took a girl on a picnic date to a big hill with a great view, and it turned out she went there all the time, but she pretended she'd never seen it before to make me feel like I was showing her something new. That's signaling purity. Of course, it was a lie, but it was a nice thought. Purity means basically the opposite of this. I drew this girl to look spoiled and entitled and unappreciative, just like, I've seen it, do better. I don't know if this story is true, but if it is, it's a great example of
Did he
why we
call off
desire
wedding
purity.
because she's
Because
not
if you don't
ready to
have it,
sell
you
them?
might do
Wow.
this. So that's what this part of the chart means. Here's why it's not just bodies. Imagine that I'm shopping for a used car, and I find one that is in great condition, and I find another one that is in, okay condition. Now, I don't really care if this one had 10 previous owners. It doesn't change what matters. Now, imagine that the car has feelings, and it says things like, that's not the way my last owner drove me. Michael bought me better tires. I don't want this car anymore. I'll take that one. That is what we're judging. Purity is, how many problems do you come with? I need to know that about you, because the more problems you have,
So
the more
what do I
likely
have
you
to
are
deal with?
take my entire house.
Is it
I
worth
believe
it?
the odds are 60-30 for a first marriage. We don't need to make that any worse. Now, everybody knows that more
Do I
bodies
bite the
equals
bullet
a
and
greater
just
risk
let
of
it happen?
divorce, and that body count has been going up for a
What's
while.
my-
But for
what's
some
my risk
reason, the
tolerance
worst number of
here?
bodies is 2, so it's not that simple.
Am I gonna get stabbed
my
in the
body
future?
count is 1,572.
Okay, sometimes it's simple.
Is this
Think
crazy
of it like
bitch gonna
gambling.
cheat
You
on
put
me
down
later?
$1 to win 2, and the odds are 51-49 in favor of the house. Now, what if the odds were 90-10? No one would play that game. Now, what are the odds she's going to stop at? 1,573. I don't know, but I wouldn't bet my house. Here again is the formula. Body count times body type over configuration plus soul count plus body production plus body
soul
damage
count.
times multipliers. This can make the whole thing 0 if you find the right guy.
So you're not romantically, but sexually you do see other people?
Yes, sexually.
And you will sleep with them together?
Yes, and I will marry
Oh, is this guy?
Sophia one day.
So you can find a guy who doesn't care about body count if you want to be this happy. Let's go over the facts.
She looks super unhappy and just not. She's just like, what the fuck? She's just like, okay, I'm out. I'm checked out.
If you want to be this happy. Let's go over the factors. First, there's body count. That one's simple. That's just the raw number of people who got there first. And as you can see, as that number goes up, marriage quality goes down with some creativity. And that's where the rest of this comes in. Body type is, who were they? There's all kinds of people in this big world of ours, and we want to know, were they ugly, attractive, short, tall, rich, poor? Were they certain type? Were they high status, low status? Were they from a certain place? There's lots of details that make each body matter more or less. For example, I dated a girl who kissed girls in front of me and I felt nothing. I was like, am I supposed to be mad? On the other hand, I also dated somebody who...
Am I supposed to be mad? Yeah. If two girls want to kiss in front of you, I mean, nothing wrong with that, I guess. I don't know.
Revealed to me that she had hung out with somebody in particular, and that was intolerable. Configuration is, what were the circumstances? Like, were you being the table? That might be extra bodies. Did you ever have a sugar daddy? That's usually extra bodies. Were you cheating? Bodies. Was he cheating?
Bodies.
Did you know the girl he was cheating on?
Bodies.
Loads of bodies.
Yep.
Soul count is less of a number and more of what percentage of you is devoted to other people. So if I'm getting to know you and you're 28 and you have had 3 ex-boyfriends, that is a low body count. But if one of them is getting out of jail and coming to see you, that is a very high body count.
That is a high
Maybe you've heard the term
problem. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Alpha widow. This is from a story where she turned down his proposal twice because she was waiting for this guy. That's worth like 40 bodies. So again, it's not just the number of bodies. You lose points for threatening bodies and for low quality bodies, as well as the arrangement of bodies and the availability of the person living inside your body. Now, body production, that means less purity for every child. But what you really don't want is a low quality child. I made a cube. I like cubes. I have tools this time. So I call this the he already has a father cube, because that's what all the single moms say.
Oh, no.
What we are looking at is the cost.
He already has a father cube, Bron.
The quality and the number of your children. So, for example, when I was 27, I dated a 35-year-old woman with a 16-year-old kid, and he was like good at math and had friends and stuff, and I didn't have to take care of him. He was almost done, and that was in this area. Not a big problem. Barely bothered me at all. On the other hand, when I was 34, I dated a 27-year-old girl, and then she went away and texted after a year with a brand new baby, and that is very high cost. That's 18 birthdays, and if I'm not careful, college. And also I said, is it mine? And she said no, and that's bad configuration, first of all. And also, if your kid makes decisions like you, not looking great for this variable. So obviously this can be difficult to calculate, so as a shortcut you can just go with 20 bodies minus the child's age. So if you had, for example, a 14-year-old and a 2-year-old, that would be 24 bodies. I'm sorry you've been declined. Body damage, that would be habits, drugs, history, daddy, the child's age. So if you had, for example, a 14-year-old and a 2-year-old, that would be 24 bodies. I'm sorry you've been declined. Body damage, that would be habits, drugs, history, daddy issues, that sort of thing. Tattoos are about 1 body per 10 square inches, unless they're vulgar.
Oh no, he knows about the tattoo. Look, I'm not saying it's always the case, but it's like Tattoos, man, you should be careful. Any lady with the tattoos, you should question it a little
and
bit.
that's one body per square inch. The way you live matters. I wouldn't want to tell my mom about this. Age
Yeah.
is a form of damage that's wear
Yeah,
and
especially certain jewelry. If there's a ring on the finger, you should be very careful. If there's any, you should just be careful of just certain signs, right?
Here's the equation. Nobody cares.
Not
Age
something you wanna
adds
fuck
0
with.
bodies until 28 and then approaches infinity as you approach 45. Basically, if I'm beginning a relationship with a 45-year-old woman, who cares what you used to do? Which brings us to multipliers. That's the who cares part. And the answer is that's not really your business, is it?
Yeah.
Everybody cares about each one of these things a different amount. And you wanted the honest answer.
So I need like the honest answer.
And the honest answer is, this is how we feel when these things don't look good. And that might limit your options. And if you do go a little too far and then you find a guy you like anyway, he might think of you as for now and not forever and never tell you. And then you'll look like this in your 30s. And here's the most important part. Are you ready? If you try to argue with any of this, if you say, my past doesn't matter, we know that means it's not good. That's automatically minus points.
Yeah.
My past doesn't.
Oh, why do you want to know? It doesn't matter. Oh, oh no, don't worry about it. You don't have to worry about it. Nothing bad happened.
matter, because if you knew it, you wouldn't like me. So the more of
I have
this
some
you
questions.
sacrifice, the more of a risk we are taking with you, and the less we trust you, and nobody punishes us for lying about how much we like you anymore. So the honest answer?
What's high?
Whatever scares off the guy that you really want. So here's my little announcement. It's not a big deal. It's about channel membership and my live streams. So if you don't like either one of those, just go do something else and I'll see you next time. So I'm finally getting organized.
Oh, well, there you have it. Well, that's if you want to know more about his live streams and shit. I don't really watch his live streams. But yeah, there you go. Home math. Another good take. The man knows, he knows too much information. You should be careful. He knows too much information. Almost as important as their answer, correct. And it's not just bodies, it's everything that makes you look like a bad idea. That sums it up perfectly. What's high? Whatever scares off the guy that you really want. Your content reeks of accountability. Insecure? That's not really an insult. I don't need to be secure about your promiscuity. I noticed you forgot to fill out prior employment on your application. My past doesn't matter. Thank you for coming. The past doesn't matter. You're just being insecure. What they're really saying, you're not giving me access to what you've built without questioning who I've been. I don't know, but I wouldn't bet my house. True words were never spoken. Her shirt plus sweater puppies, plus her getting them into the shot, equals plus 100 bodies. Saying a high body count doesn't matter is like saying, why doesn't it matter that I worked 50 jobs in the past 5 years to an employer? It signals an inability to commit. Yeah, basically. Or you just have some health problems or some shit, right? Alright, here we go. Gamers react to Nintendo Switch. Slobbing on that cock.
Finally, here are the hardware
They
options
like
that
to
will be
slob
available
on
at launch.
that
We'll
knob.
release Nintendo Switch 2, as well as a bundle that includes a digital version of Mario Kart World.
Oh, wow.
For more details, please check the official Nintendo Switch 2 website.
Uh-oh. 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 Available June 5th. $80. Yes. You will eat shit and like it. This is a fucking good one. Oh shit. That's there we go. Yep. Yeah, yeah. Also, yeah, don't forget Nintendo, they never do sales. People love eating shit, eh? Gotta eat that slop. Nom, nom, nom. And they fucking eat shit in their cereal every morning. Well, whenever they say, "Oh my God, Nintendo's the bee's knees. They're the best company. I like sucking dick of Nintendo." I'm a Nintendo faggot fanboy. I'm sorry. God damn it, I'm so sorry. Oh shit. Gotta slob on that knob, eh? Eh, fellas? Buddy loves sucking dick, it seems. Everybody loves sucking the dick of the company, eh? A slob on that knob, eh? Yeah, doing that spit shining, hmm? I hope these companies fucking take you out back. And just whoosh, right in the back of the head. Nintendo pulls 2 pre-orders in US over Trump tariffs. Uh-oh. Nintendo delayed the US pre-order launch of the Switch 2, originally planned for April 9th. President Trump's new tariffs on goods from Japan and Vietnam caused the delay. Nintendo will announce updated timing later, but the June 5th launch date remains unchanged. You know why they said this? That's because that's how they produce it. That's get the materials and they produce it in these countries, and then they ship it. Nintendo, or they go to China, right? Will announce updated timing later, but the June 5th launch date remains unchanged. Nintendo stated the reason for the delay is to assess the potential impact of tariffs and evolving conditions. The tariffs include 24% on Japan and 46% on Vietnam. May affect Switch 2 pricing. There you have it. So you can say that probably the increase in pricing for the Switch 2 could be possibly because of the tariffs, or because Nintendo's always been greedy, right? I'm more leaning to Nintendo's always been greedy, to be fair. Nintendo. They love to fuck you in the butt. And people will gladly get fucked in the butt by Nintendo, it looks like, too. I mean, just look at all the people who are going to be paying for it on day one, right? The IDF announces that it has killed the murderer of the Bibas family. Israel Defense Forces IDF on Friday stated that it had killed the militant leader allegedly responsible for the abduction of and possibly involved in the death of Shuri Bibas and the two young sons, 10-month-old Kafir and 4-year-old Ariel. That's what the IDF says. Don't know if it's true. I don't live over there. Israeli kills notorious Hamas terrorists involved in October 7th massacre, 3 others. The IDF and Shin Bet carried out a strike on Wednesday in Jabalia, killing 4 Hamas terrorists. The IDF targeted a Hamas command center and meeting place after an intelligence investigation. The strike occurred in northern Gaza amidst expanded IDF operations, including in Shijaya. Shadia Diab Abd al-Hamid Faluji, who participated in October 7th massacre, died in the strike. Mohammed Sharif, Mohammed Hani Atiyah Daour, and Mohammed Issa Mahamoud Askari also died, impacting Hamas's operation. Looks like Israeli forces are clearing out the top brass. Even though they kind of indiscriminately bombed places just to figure out where they are. I mean, we'll find out the toll at the end of this conflict. And there we have it. I think Path of Exile got a new season today. I don't know if I'll play it today. I was thinking about it. Okay. I do want to take a break real quick to like get up and like move around because I've been sitting for like over an hour and like 40 minutes. Oh yeah, maybe we'll look at Twitter news. See if there's anything on the tweeters. The twatters. These Houthis gather for instructions on the attack. Oops, there will be no attack by these. We'll never sing our ships again. Fucking true. Boom. Oh, they gathered to try. Thanks for gathering in a nice spot for us to fucking bomb. Alright, oh yeah, I remember this one, yeah. Basically, this dumb mom started shit for some reason. And then she gets tasered. Oh, that's boobs. I played it wrong. They panicked. The one thing they cannot afford to do.